want to go to some other things. All right, 9/11. 9/11 was the impetus of the war that in Iraq, the 9-year war that just ended. Okay, now 9/11 happened. Biggest tragedy in American history on American soil was 9/11. Because people that died, they weren't soldiers, they were civilians, they were people just going to work every day. Biggest tragedy in the world. What did, in my opinion, and this is what I believe, what did the GOP do? They decided, wow, we can capitalize on this. You know, that capitalism, they like that thing, right? Okay, so we can capitalize on this. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with capitalism, but you don't capitalize on people's lives. That's not what you do, okay? So we can capitalize on this. What we are going to do, President Bush, under the direction of Dick Cheney, in my opinion, said, oh, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make up this thing called weapons of mass destruction, which turned out to be a weapon of mass destruction. But that's what we're going to do. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to send all these troops over here, and we're going to do this. And they did this, and the sacrificial lambs for this was the soldiers. We lost over 4,000 lives in Iraq. 4,000 lives in Iraq, right? Hundreds of thousands of soldiers came back permanently disabled from the war that they went over, right, and started because they were looking for these weapons of mass destruction, right? Not taking into account whose daughters, whose sons, whose brothers, whose sisters, whose cousins, whose uncles, whose aunts, you know, whose mothers, whose fathers were going to die over there in that war. It didn't matter. Why? Because they saw an opportunity to make money. Mind you, they spent $800 billion of taxpayer money on a war that should never have been started and should never have been fought. $800 billion. In the meantime, Freddie and Fannie were doing just fine. While the economic foundation of this country was crumbling, and they knew it was crumbling. They're sitting up here approving this and approving that and approving the other and making ways and passing laws and jumping through loopholes for people in the 1%, not all of the 1%. I don't believe it's all of them. But for those people who are in the 1%, if the shoe fits, wear it. Anyway, those people in 1% who were making money, right, who were profiting off of the war, off of the blood that was shed of our troops over there in Iraq so they could make money. Halliburton, Blackwater, come on, people, connect the dots. It's really not that hard. Okay? And the reason that the Republicans who are upset about Barack Obama pointing out the differences, and it's not just him, but the differences between the rich and the middle class and the poor, you know, the reason they're upset because he's messing with their money. He's getting in their pocket. They don't like that. Don't get in their pocket. Well, hold on, Mr. President, hold on. Now, you know, we got this deal set up where I'm making so much money. You're about to mess with my money. They don't want him messing with their money. That's what I feel. That's my opinion. I'm not saying it's fact. I'm just saying that's what I think. I think that the majority of the Republicans are upset because of the money that they are going to lose if President Obama is able to implement the reform that he wants to implement. I think that is what it is. Now, that's my opinion. Some people may agree with me. Some people may not agree with me. But while this war was going on, the Republicans knew very, very well that the American people were being built, that they were and that they were bleeding the country, the economic foundation. They were bleeding it dry while this war was going on. And the bubble kind of burst at a time that was inconvenient for them. I think what they really wanted is they wanted this war to continue until they could fulfill this financial gain thing that they had going on, and then they could get out of it before anybody realized what it was that they were doing. But you know what? There's a scripture that says the love of money is the root of all evil. And what the Republicans, those who are taking part in this agenda, what they are doing is evil. It is wicked. It's diabolical. It is sinful what they are doing. That's what it is. And you know, anybody that has that kind of attitude, that kind of mentality, does not care about the American people. Please understand that. They don't care about the American people. They care about themselves.